Welcome, welcome. Hi, everybody. It's great to be here. We're happy that you're here. We're happy. I'm happy to be here. I guess I can't speak for everybody, but I'll speak for myself. I'm happy to be here. It's so much fun to just take one pattern and see how many things you can do with it. It's challenging. It's just fun. And we had been soliciting you all to send us ideas or to send us copies of what you had made. And that's what we're going to start with. We are going to talk about pattern number 621. It's called the Elise blouse, or Elise's blouse, the Elise blouse. It's not Alice, it's Elise, just for the record. Doesn't matter what you call it, you know that. We love you anyway. But it was named after a lady, and her name was Elise. Anyway, we're going to show different versions of it that you all have sent. Now, keep in mind, and you guys might get mad at me, but there were some who sent us that were just flat on the table. And I don't want to show it flat on the table. I want to show it on. So I didn't show those. I tried to reach out and get them to respond, but as of tonight, I hadn't heard back. Now, for those of you who are still making it up or going to make it after tonight, we'd love to share what you're making. So if you want to send it in to me next week or the week after, we'll do it as a post-October PoM. How's that? Because I just love seeing them. So I took what you all did, and then I kind of switched it up and tried to do some other things. So for instance, we're going to show you all. We're going to start with this first one is a solid. And I love this. I just think this is just adorable. And you see when it's in a solid. Now, just keep in mind, you guys, they had faces. They had everything. I didn't want faces. I don't want names. I just want how cute it looks on each of you. And so I cut all that stuff out. And I hope I'm not offending the person who sent. But the goal was to just really see fabric pattern combination. Okay? All right. So we won't say name, nothing of that sort. So these first two, you can see they're both in solids. I love this. This picture, you guys, whoever has this backyard is so beautiful. The picture showed more of it. I mean, it was just beautiful. The whole picture was really beautiful. So for you that it's your backyard, you have a beautiful backyard, by the way. But anyway, you can see where the focus is really the knot, the twist in the middle. It's all of that. And I like that. I mean, that's really what the pattern is about. So I wanted to show you some different ways of doing it. Let's look at this next one. And I love this one. Just absolutely love it. This was a holiday look she was explaining to me. And I purposely kept the shoes because the shoes were just more than adorable. Of course, they picked up the white, jeans and the contrast. I mean, she just really looked adorable in this. So this, if you're not able to see it, it's a sequin. It's a red sequin. We do have some sequins coming in. They'll be in next week. Again, for holidays, this is adorable. I think I have some brown sequins and some matching brown fabric, which would be an incredible outfit for the holidays. All right, and then this next one. All right, so this one was the thing she's got around her neck. That's actually George's wrap, which is pattern number 90. So what she did is she made the top and then she made George's wrap to go over it. So I love that you're thinking of combining those patterns together and what can I wear with it and how does it work for me. And I think those are just great things. Okay, so then what I saw when I went through these is I saw solid fabrics with the twist, or we had the one sequin with a twist. So from there, what I wanted to do, the pattern again is 621, the Elise blouse, is I really wanted to mix it up. So what I did is I used a border print, border print. I did a set-in sleeve with a print. I went to do a leather, and then I wanted to add some trim. So I'm trying to do all different ways so that you'll really see how versatile the pattern is. And you know what? I sewed it, I don't know how many times, 5 times, 4 times. And every time I did it, I just got faster and faster and faster. So the good news is, it's nice to know a pattern because you'll get faster and you'll get better. Okay, so the first one is the one I'm doing. And my fabric that I'm using, we're at 6,600 tonight, all of our fabrics. And obviously I picked out fabrics that I felt would work well for this top, that would be really fun. So some include border prints, some include all kinds of different prints. Now the concept is, when we've thought about this, remember I've always said to you, complex fabrics, complex pattern, simple fabric. This is complex pattern. It's definitely complex pattern. However, we're going to annihilate that rule tonight, because when you take a complex fabric and you just cut it all up and wind it all back together again, you don't really see that it's a complex fabric. It just looks like a print, and it just looks, you know, the twist in the middle is less accessible or less noticeable. It just almost becomes a feature of the outfit as opposed to the feature itself. So we're just going to differentiate on those two levels, and we're just going to have some fun tonight. But the fabric that I have on, I want to show you this so you can see the original fabric. This is a lovely border print, just a really beautiful piece of fabric. And it's a viscose, I believe. Yeah, it's 100% viscose, and it's got great drape. So I knew I was well ahead when I had that great drape, and I knew I wanted the black at the bottom, and I knew I wanted to do a few accents. So the numbers tonight are 66 hundreds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this will be 6607. Okay, that's what we're going to start with. That's the fabric that we're starting with. Whoops. Hang on, let me get it back up here. And then what I wanted to do, because I was doing a border print, and because the border print was, you know, longer than what the pattern was, I wanted to use more, so I decided I would lengthen the pattern. I would lengthen it and use a border print at the same time. So we're going to look at this first drawing. I drew the pattern pieces, and it's a little weird because you want to look at where am I lengthening. And so on each of those pieces, and those are the pieces of the pattern, the 4 pieces, I showed you the red lines indicate where you lengthen. Now, if you notice on the one piece where the red line tapers to 0 at that point, it's simply because you don't want this line here, this part that hangs down, this front part, or this part, whatever, you don't want it to be any longer. It doesn't need to be any longer, so you don't add length there. And that's suggested. You can always go back and cut that off if you want it to be a little shorter, a little different. But just look at that if you go to lengthen it, and then all of those amounts that I've lengthened will be the same amount. I did it 4 inches. And you can see that what I did is I got it, you know, I wanted it to be over my rear end. So I used the back piece to decide how much longer I wanted it. And then I knew how much to lengthen all the front pieces because I lengthened them the same. So I used the back as my guide, figured out how much more I wanted, and then went from there. And then because I liked the black as a trim, I just added a black band on the 2 sleeves. And that was simply by cutting a straight strip and just sewing it around. That was just really easy, but I wanted the black at the bottom, and to emphasize this, and then I was going to wear a black scarf, a black necklace, something so that that black would just be repetitive throughout the whole outfit. Okay, easy enough? Okay, so that's adding length if you decide you want to add length to it. All right, so the next one, and so that fabric was 6607 is what I used. This one, what I did is I wanted a set-in sleeve. And this is a beautiful piece of mohair that I just put up today. We just got it in is why. I had picked it up when I was in New York, so I had it with me so I could make the garment, but the fabric itself just came in today. So what I wanted to do was have a set-in sleeve to this top because feedback has been, I wish it had a sleeve, I wish, you know, you can always add a straight sleeve. I've done that before. But in this case, I wanted to add a set-in sleeve. And this fabric, because it was knit, I wanted to use my knit armhole and knit sleeve. So I'm going to show you this next drawing of what I did. I kind of mapped it out how to do it. And you can see what pieces you draw the armhole on. Clearly this piece, which I think is number 2. 2 doesn't have any changes to it, does it? Number 2? Is that 2 right there? Number 1 doesn't have any changes. Okay. So number 1 is this piece right here. It doesn't have any changes on it because it doesn't have an armhole. So your armhole starts over here. Now, on that picture, what I did is you take the back piece again and you measure, or just lay down. What I did is I used 195, my sweater set, and I laid down the backs the same. Now the backs are the same, except that this has got style built into it. But I could tell exactly where I wanted my sleeve or my armhole to start on the back. So I used the back as a measurement, figured out how much to take away, and I labeled it on this picture as Y and X. So X is the amount, or Y is the amount I'm taking away. I gotta look at this picture real quick. Yeah, X is, you can see that's where my armhole starts. That would be like on my sweater set. And Y is the amount I want to take away. So once I know that on the back, I take the same amount off on the front, and I take the same amount off on the other side. So that way, I put on my armhole, and I use my knit sleeve. It's easy, you just gotta go through the steps. And very easy to put a sleeve in there, and an armhole, and I think it changes up the look completely. I really like it. And then I had leftover fabric, and I love this mohair, so I just did a little shawl. Just kind of a shawl to drape over the shoulders, you know, wrap around my neck, just like a little scarf. I just thought it was kind of fun. Okay, are we okay with that? So the first one we lengthened, showed you where to lengthen. The second one we wanted a set-in sleeve, and then we did, and you could do the same thing with a blouse. If you wanted to do a blouse, if it was a woven fabric. Some of the things I absolutely love about this pattern, the number one thing I love about it, is the variety of fabrics that can be used. I just purposely have used everything from mohair to leather to viscose knit. I mean, I went all the way across the board and used every kind of different fabric so that you could see, sequin, how versatile the fabric is. It slips over your head. There's not a button. There's not a buttonhole. There's one dart. It's just incredible how fun and easy this is. And I know that's what, made me gravitate to this pattern. It's just a home run. The back is simple. It's fitted. It's got darts if you want it. It's optional, but it just really, really works. And I just know if you get going, you'll just love it. I really appreciate all those who sent in. Okay, any questions? Are we okay we're okay? Okay, so again, we have lengthened. I want to go to this one, which is I did a leather. Because when I got the one picture and it was sequins, I started thinking, you know what? You could even go more rigid than sequins. You could even go leather. And I'm going to tell you, this top on is just really, really fun. Now, if you notice, there's a few things I did, and y'all know I'm a little weird. I totally agree that I'm weird. I'll admit that in a minute. So there's a few things I did. Number one, I used 2 different color leathers, just because. I then put a hole. There was a hole in my leather, and I decided that would be really cool right on this top part, because you see the leather right through it. So that is a natural leather hole. Because often when you wear leather that's kind of out of the character of a leather jacket, people, they're not sure it's leather. They're not convinced it's leather. So I have told you this before, I love leaving little holes or little tiny imperfections. And this one, you notice it's down here. It's not like up here, but it's not like anyone will probably even see it. So I used 2 different color. The back I did out of a knit. Actually, it's not a knit, it's a woven. But I just did it out of a different fabric. So one thing I wanted to do is, the blue leather is still online. But the leather that we have is this color, not this color. But anyway, I wanted you to just see it completely in a different arena than what we'd had it. And this leather works great. I mean, it's such a cute top on. I put it on with jeans. Just absolutely love it. And I used 2 skins to do the front twist. Because I did the back something different, but I used 2 skins to do that front. Okay, cool? Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at this next picture. And because I was shopping, of course y'all know I never shop, and I see this top and I just fall in love with it. I love the trim. I love trim. I love all kinds of different fun things. And this was really it, and I tried on the top, and the top was it was too normal for the trim. So I decided that the trim would look great on this top, but I did do the trim exactly like the top is. It's just down the shoulder, front of the armhole, and down the side. And I have this great trim. This is kind of like, I would say it's a taupe color, but it could go charcoal, it could go beige. It's lightweight, it's plastic. I put it up online today, but I love this just with a little bit of trim down the sides there. I just think it's way, way cool. So I did that, and I love it. And you know what? You've done great when you've made your tops and you're arguing with yourself over which one you're going to wear. That's a good thing. All right, so I have got all kinds of fun. Let me go over fabrics for you just so that you see what they are. This is a brand new, this charcoal Hermes. It's a knit. We had the navy Hermes. So for those of you who bought the navy and who love the navy, it's 100% cotton. It's lovely. The fabric is 7749 and the chain link is 7750. It's right next to it so you can see it coordinates. 7749 is the charcoal Hermes, 100% cotton, and the 7750 is the link. Okay, and then the fabric I have on is 6607. We'll see it in a minute. The mohair is 7751. I put that up new. The navy leather is 7631. This is darker color. It's not the lighter. And then we do have the black still up. I've actually already ordered the leather, but I ordered extra. So we actually have a little bit of that black. It's 7719. Okay, so we have added length, set-in sleeve, border prints, different fabrics, added trim, all kinds of fun things that you can do. All right, how do you attach the trim? What I did short term was I just basted it with thread. That original one that we looked at, because I saw it in the store, it was attached with a yarn, and it looked like it was actually kind of almost, knitted on, and that's what I'm going to go back and do that with this. I want that trim to actually be hanging off the edge of the sleeve, on the edge there, and so I realized I didn't really have the appropriate thing to put on it, and so I'm going to do it again. But I did it just with thread, and you can just go through the loops. Now the chain itself, every link, if you look really close at the chain, it has a slight opening, just a very slight opening there. And so if you line the two up together when you're trying to make it different lengths, you literally can just kind of snap them apart, and then you literally can just snap them back together. So it's easy to make the chain exactly. You don't have to cut it. You don't have to do anything like that. But you can pop it apart, and then you can pop it right back together. And they won't pull because the little separated part is kind of off to the side. It's not actually at the bottom of the link, it's at the side of the link. And it won't come off of one. You have to put the two openings together. It's a beautiful chain in order to get the links. But it's very easy to adjust them, and it's very easy to put them back together. So anyway, it's great stuff. It's fun to work with. I got that in New York, and it was just a fun thing to find. Okay, so if there's no questions, what we're going to do is show you some fun fabrics that I think would make great 621s. So you'll have everything you need to go with it. Is the trim sewn on top of the seam, or is it no, it's not inside the seam, joining the two seams. I did not do that. I put it right on top after I had finished. That just was my choice. You could do it either way. Okay, so we're at 6,600 is our fabric numbers. We're going to go to silhouettepatterns.com, go to fabrics. On the right-hand side, you're going to do view all, click, and go all the way to the bottom. And we'll see we start with 6601, and we've got, what's exciting to me is we always have the forecast. We always have what they say is going to be in the store, and then we have what's really in the store. And the exciting thing is we are seeing a lot of olive greens. And I don't remember olive green even being in the forecast. Maybe I've lost it, but I don't remember it being there, especially as strong as it is. But it's very strong. And also I've noticed the wines. The wines are very strong also. That admittedly was going to be there, but it's kind of fun. All right, so let's take a look. We've got this first one is a border print, and it's a viscose. And it's really, really cool. It's a dual border, actually, is what it is. So we'll just hold that there, and you can see it. You can see the great drape, because you can see that when I kind of bounce it, it just really has great drape on it. So there's the olive, it's the polka dots in between, and then the floral on each side. So it's an exact dual border of both sides, and it's 60-inch, it's a good width. You've got plenty to play with. Or you could just use the center part and not even use the edge of it. It's cool stuff. Okay, that's 6601. Then 6602 is a Hugo Boss. And this is a boucle, a wool boucle, 100% wool, and it's beautiful. It's woven. This black edge right here would be great if you decided to do like a 1950. That black edge would be so pretty as a insert or as a trim. It'd be so unusual. I have no idea which is the right side. It looks like a black denim. Just very pretty stuff. And it's an olive green with a fleck of lime green, and then just the black. The black is kind of running all through it. Very pretty. That's 6602. And then I did a solid olive green, just so you could kind of see. I think this is, I gotta get my glasses on. I think this is Balenciaga, isn't it? I'm so excited to have these names. No, it's just a double knit. It's a wool jersey. It's a double knit wool jersey. It's beautiful. And look at that price. I mean, for a double knit wool jersey, I just think that's such a great price. Maybe I'm losing it altogether. But you can see this is really has beautiful drape. It has stretch in one direction. Be lovely for, a pair of yoga pants. I mean, you just wouldn't want to take them off. That's my goal. I want my clothes to be more and more comfortable fabrics. I just think it's a real process of getting clothes to be just as comfortable as you possibly can. Now this is 6603. It's an olive green, and it's a one-way knit. It's 100% wool. A lot of you feel like wool itches you. Wool only itches you when it's cheap wool. And the reason I say that is because it's the length of the strand that when they're short, they poke out. And that pokey is what bothers you. When they're finer, they're longer and they're smoother. And so you don't have that irritation. It's not the fiber itself typically. It's the yarns and how they're twisted and woven that causes problem. Can you please mention if the whites are white or cream and the blacks are black or navy? Yeah. Yeah, like this first one, maybe you're referring to that one since that's the only one I've shown you. This first one is a milk. This center part there would not be a white, it's a milk. This is definitely a winter fabric. So that would be a milk color, not a white. And so I appreciate you telling me that, because yes, I will. As long as I remember, I'll do my best. Okay. 6604, love this. This is a viscose. So I've said this many times, I'm going to say it again. Viscose, every fabric has a first name and a last name. The first name is the fiber. The last name is the weave. So this is a viscose, 100% viscose, and it's a satin. It's called a satin weave. Satin weave is woven to where it has a little bit of sheen to it typically, and it's very pretty. Very pretty. Okay, you can see it's just perfect for like this blouse. Nobody did it in a stripe, but I'm going to tell you something. It would be great in a stripe, especially because you could position it any which way you wanted to, and the stripes would just have a ball going all different directions. So I just love the concept of doing it in a stripe. All right, that's 6604. 6605. I wish you all could feel this fabric. It's a, some of these bolts are broken, you guys, and I put sticks in them, and then when I go to move them, the sticks fall out. This is just beautiful. I mean, it's kind of like suede. No, it's really pretty. It's a viscose. It's a viscose twill. is what it is. So again, the twill is the weave. It's like a denim. It's just really pretty. Man, I don't know who makes this stuff or who works on making it, but they sure do a good job. Those Italians, I gotta tell you, they're good at it. Okay, so that's 60, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This I'm not gonna take down. It's a Gucci. It's a Gucci knit. Yeah, we'll just go like, I'll hold it like this, it's heavy. And it has stretch in both directions. And it's your dream, it's a texture also. It's like your dream fabric. I really feel like, guys, I hope you feel this way, that we've gotten to the best of the best fabrics. You know, these are the best designers across the planet, and we've got these fabrics that are just outstanding. So I am just very excited to bring them to you. Okay, and then this next one is 6607. It's the one I have on. And the colors in there, this is black. This one is kind of a tiger. It's a orange and black. This one, they're kind of the same colors, is why I put them together. This one has like a coffee color brown and orange. Not really bright orange, it's a real subdued orange. Black is the background on this. But the drape on this, again, this is a viscose. It's got a little bit of stretch to it. It's got a little bit of give to it. Not enough that you'll really notice it, but it's definitely got a little bit of stretch to it. It makes it very comfortable on, because sometimes when you move, you just need a little more. So it makes it wonderful on. Okay, and then this one is 6608. This one is it's a woven, but it's got a white backing to it, and it's nice. It's like a lightweight scuba, but the print on it is just stunning. Now, one of the things I was reminded when I was in New York over the weekend, and, you know, I have been to my vendors many, many times, as you well know. And, you know, a lot of those times I'm so busy trying to coordinate and get everything kind of moving that maybe I miss a few things. Maybe, not maybe, for sure, I miss a few things. But anyway, all of my vendors that I buy from in New York, everything comes from Italy. They all deal with Italy. And some of the things I have forgotten is how eco-friendly Italy is. All of the fabrics that we buy, that I buy, that you buy from me, are all sustainable to the environment. 100%. Italians are very, you know, they always say we're not like Americans. We care about our environment. We care too, but they do something about it. They put their money where their mouth is. So the chemicals, the dyes, all of that stuff, all of these fabrics are sustainable, eco, all of that. And I should be listing that on every fabric, but somehow I think you all just know. But when I was in New York last time, I was reminded on how eco these are. So I'm just passing that on because I think it's important. I think it's important that we kind of take care of our planet. All right, so this is beautiful. This is a black background. It's got kind of a coffee brown triangle on it, and it is a woven. It's got a little bit of stretch to it, but would be considered a woven, and it's like a Pontoroma weight. It's a very, maybe a scuba, but a very light scuba. And what I did notice is I've got some scubas coming in. They're very, very, they've gotten much lighter. They're almost like a Pontoroma now, the scubas are, but they're nice. They're cool. Okay, this is a brown. This is a dark brown, 100% viscose, stretch in both directions. Kind of like a suede. Again, it's that really soft, suede feel. It's got great drape. Viscose does. It's like a coffee brown. It's not like a dark brown. It's kind of a mid-brown. But I wanted you to see how beautiful these fabrics look with browns or with blacks. They really blend beautifully. And we've got this one fabric. This is the 6604. I love how this has all these colors in it. It blends the olive green, the oranges, the tans, and it's a black background. So it's just really a melting pot of all kinds of colors, which I think this one does too. This one does the same thing. This is 100% viscose. This is a woven. Can you imagine this in my shirt? It would be a great 621. I can see it. Just to mix it up, cut it up, put it back again. But it's a complex fabric and a complex pattern. So these have all made liars out of me, okay? But you know, there we go. We have to step outside the box sometimes. But anyway, I love this. Love the colors. The colors are kind of black, brown, definitely a beige. It's not a milk. It's more beigey looking. Just 3 colors. 4 colors. Yeah. All right, and that is 6610. Is that one, 6610. And that's the top row. And if you need to see any of them again, we're happy to show them to you. That's the whole reason we're doing this, so that you can see the fabrics. I lost my stick somewhere along here. I'll put it back. Anyway. Okay. So we ready to look at the second row? We got some really cool stuff in the second row. If you're ready. I have a tendency to do bottoms in the bottom row, just, you know, like bottoms or ponteromas or thicker, but not always. This is a fabric last Saturday the ladies went goo-goo over. We sold actually quite a bit of it. It's 100% viscose. It's just a really beautiful reds, yellow, just the colors. And what I like about a print like this, we were talking Saturday, if you don't like the color in it, you can just cut it out and mix it up and put it into like this one, the 621. You could do 215. You could just do a regular normal t-shirt. But it's kind of fun. There was some turquoise that they were pairing it with that you really can take control over a print like this. But this is, again, 100% viscose. Great drape, has stretch in both directions. Just really beautiful fabric. And this would be 6611. And then its pairing would be beautiful with this. This is a ponteroma, except remember that ponteroma is only the last name. So this is a Hugo Boss. I wonder if I did that right. I don't know. I did, 6612. 6612, this is a Hugo Boss burgundy. And it is beautiful. Stretch in both directions. Man, a pair of yoga pants out of this, or a jacket, or even a suit. There's not a lot of yardage, but it's 100% viscose. Stunning. These are the times where I wish you all could just reach right through that camera and just kind of feel. I'm trying to feel for you, but I feel for you. This one, I love this one. Also, it's, I called it a interrupted stripe because you can see it's just a great stripe. Look at the colors. All the beautiful colors for fall. This is a milk. It's gray, it's black, it's burgundy, it's pink, it's teal, gray. Just got a lot of great colors in there. And it's just an interrupted stripe. If that was a good name. 6612, blue or orange red. That is a blue red. Yes, indeedy. A blue red we have. Okay. Man, we were in New York and we saw one of our gals. We went to Diane von Furstenberg. One of our gals bought this red dress. Ooh, man, what a beautiful dress it was. She was rocking it. We had to decide where she's going to wear that red dress to, but it was beautiful. This is also a Hugo Boss. And this is a charcoal. So you can see, guys, these are great base colors. Stretch in both directions. Again, a viscose. Hugo Boss, is that beautiful? I mean, the feel of this fabric, just pet it. Very pretty. The grays, the wines, they're just beautiful. This is gray, and gray was a color that I remember. The color is called gold, dark gold gray. It's charcoal. It's kind of a new name for charcoal, but it's a good one, and red looks good with it. So this again is a beautiful red. Now this is more of an orange red. Whoops, just lost my tag, but there you go. And this is 66, 11, 12, 13, 14, 66, 66, 15. 15, 66, 15. Is that cute? And this is a red, and then it's a milk. It's not a white, it's a milk. It's definitely meant for the winter. Just a punch of color for the winter. Love it. It's a viscose, has stretch in both directions. Great drape. You know, remember the ITYs? These are replacing the ITYs. The ITYs were great, but they were mostly poly, whereas these viscose knits are doing the same thing, but they're amazing. They're just amazing. They're breathable, they're wonderful. Okay, 6613, what is the blue in it? 6613, 6611, 12. This is 6613. What's the blue? It's not really, it's a teal. Yeah, I don't think it's really a blue. Aqua? No. It's too dark. Aqua is lighter to me. Aqua is like a light blue. This is tealy, more tealy. I'm going to put it like that just so you can see it. So just look at some of these colors for a second. Like that's a magenta, like a wine. There's 3 colors of pink in there, but that blue is a teal. It's green. It's a green blue. There's brown, there's gray. It's definitely not aqua. I don't know if that helps or hurts. Okay. Okay. All right, and then we've got, let's see, 6616 is this one. Now these are some really stellar fabrics here. This black is a Gucci. Now this is a textured woven Gucci. So I'm going to let the camera get way close up on this. It's really stunning. The drape on it's lightweight, but the drape is incredible. So there's so many times where people will say to me, I want a really lightweight pair of pants. And I'll say, well, lightweight fabrics don't drape really well. Well, this is an exception. This is really beautiful. It is lightweight, but boy, that drape, which means the thread and the twist on that thread is so high and so dense that they don't need a lot of thread for it to have great drape. The drape is just there, and it's beautiful. And this is a viscose also. It's a viscose blend. And it's very pretty. Very pretty. It's a dark black. The texture is just lovely. You can see how it just flows. It's really beautiful. 6616. Okay. 6617. This is a navy. I actually had a lot of requests for this because the navy, they just wanted that suede stuff. And when I went to New York, or before I went to New York, they had more of this. So this is a navy. It's a stretch in both directions. It's viscose, and it's that one that feels suedey. It's pretty stuff. Great drape. And so just like my charcoal, I did a charcoal Hermes top. This would make a great top. A great 621, just in solid. You could wear it with jeans. It would go everywhere. It's good looking. Okay, and I kind of did it because I'm thinking that, you know, I used 2 different leathers. You could use 2 different fabrics to make the top. You definitely could. It'd be fun to use 2 different fabrics. I used a border print. It's kind of like using 2 different fabrics. This is an Hermes-like. This is not an Hermes, but the whole concept of the nautical is really, Ralph Lauren's copied it a lot, but this is, you know, Italian, so it's meant to duplicate Hermes. It's a viscose, it's a woven, beautiful fabric, great blouse, very rich looking. Very pretty, love it. It's very Italian looking. Just the tassels, just all of those things that represent that. And it's 6618. Okay? Then 6619. This is really beautiful. This is 100% silk. This is a silk knit. 100% silk knit. And I don't know who, I know this is a designer, but we could not figure out who it was. And I just didn't want to give you a name just to give you a name, but we know it's a designer. It's just a matter of who it is. But anyway, this blue is not a navy. It's a really beautiful mid-weight, 100% silk. It does not have a sheen to it, so I would recommend that you just wash a little swatch. Throw it in cut 2 swatches the same size, wash one, compare it back, dry it, compare it back, just see how it does. Because silk, all in all, is a very, very durable fabric. We know that. And this has got great stretch to it. I don't know what I'm going to make out of this, but I can promise you I'm going to make something. This is really pretty. So it's $66.19. Color is just beautiful. Then this last one I put in because we're going to call it tablecloth fabric. And I literally am calling it tablecloth fabric. It's not meant, not that you couldn't make a garment out of it, but it's not meant to, it's not meant to be a garment, but it's great as a muslin. And so I put it down for $5 a yard. You can buy any quantity you want, and it's super because it does have good drape. But it's 100% polyester. You might not want to, you might want to wear it out if it turned out really good, but the goal is to just have a very inexpensive muslin that you could use and, make sample garments. So for this one, this fabric would be a great way to make a mock-up and see if it works, and it's $5 a yard. So I put that in for that purpose. Okay? All right, so anything you want to see, the goal is to get you sewing and make up this top, pattern 621, and look at all of these fabrics would work really, really well. If not for the top itself, at least for the piece that goes with it or for the companion piece. So that's our goal, is to let you see all of these great fabrics in one shot and have a whole bunch of fun. It's cool. All right, any questions? No? No questions. Their minds are just bogged down with all the political rhetoric. We don't even know, can't even speak anymore. All we're doing is going, ah! And there's only a week left. It's all good. Soon it will be over. That's what I keep saying. It's interesting as I've traveled to different states to see the different ads in different states. So that's kind of been interesting to me. All right, everybody's got it? I'm going to give you a couple reminders. We've got 1 week left of the Peggy giveaway. The Peggy giveaway is if you buy the 2 patterns, our new patterns. It's the Peggy giveaway. One's the swing jacket and one's the jeans. I'll have them both next week just because I'm going to make up some samples. What to choose? Oh, I know. That's the goal, is to always make it hard to choose, you guys. But you can get several. You can get more than one. Can we see 6313 again? Of course you can. 63, 10, 11, 12, 13. This is this one. It's called Interrupted Stripe. Don't you like that name? I love that name. I sit here when I look at these and I think, okay, what could the name of that fabric be? Interrupted Stripe. There was a stripe just trying to go straight, and all of a sudden his friends all joined in and just made havoc on the poor little stripe. Interrupted Stripe. Tell me anything specifically if you want to see, but it's beautiful. Don't be sorry, 6211. I can do that. 6211 is this beautiful reds. We had more fun with this on Saturday. This fabric was just really fun. Yeah, that's a pretty one. The colors in this I'll even try to describe. Obviously the reds, pinks, yellow, blue, black, brown. Well, maybe I just don't need to. There's just every color. I see gray. There's just really every color. I see a little orange. It's a cool fabric, very cool fabric. How many yards for the mohair? This one, you're going to need 2 yards. Same as the regular that you would do. I did 2 yards on the mohair. The blouse itself takes up 2 yards, but you can get the sleeve in. They're single layers. You know, like these 3 pieces are all single layer. And the sleeve, if you put the back and the sleeve together and then put the 3 layers just single across, you should be fine. You should be able to get all that with 2 yards. Depends on your size. I always have to kind of give that qualification. Is that all the pictures you received on this top? Well, we received more, but they were flat. They weren't on the body. And I didn't want to show you the top flat. I wanted you to see how well it fit. I wanted you to see, so those were the ones we received on the body. Now, some people, like I said, I emailed them back and said, hey, we want this on you. And maybe some people didn't want to do that. I get that, you know. I probably should have told you all. I won't show your face. I won't say your name. This is the first time we've done it, and I probably should have protected you a little bit. But again, if you want to make up the tops, like not next week, but the following week, we'll do a little review, and we'll show what you all have done. Make us proud, girls. Come on, make us proud. Class next week during the election? No, we won't. No. Thanks for asking. No, we won't. We'll do Monday night instead of Tuesday night. We were always on Monday night. We're just going to go back to Monday night. I have a cruise Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I get back Monday morning. So Monday night we'll have this webcast instead of Tuesday night. Okay? The jacket and jean pattern combo. Am I seeing the jean pattern correct? That it is, the front is in 2 pieces with a triangle cut out at the hem? No, not really. The side seam wraps around to the front, and so there's a slit in the front. That's what it is. The front part is just a wraparound of the side seam. It's kind of an extension. It twists, and then there's a pleat in the very front of the jean. It's cute, just cute. Okay, so thanks for asking. And those are on Fit to Stitch website. I'll send out, if you're on our email list, I'll send out a link tomorrow to where you can just click them and order that. And we're doing great. I mean, we're really doing great, but we know there's so many who are going to want these patterns. And you guys, sometimes, you know, once they're out, they don't become a regular part anymore. Like the soft stream yoga pant is gone. Some of the patterns we put out, they're gone. And then I get emails like, would you bring this one back? No, we can't have that many patterns. We just can't inventory and stock all, 200 patterns. It's too many. So get them now, get them while we're offering them. Make it a little Halloween present to moi, to yourself, and it's good. And remember, it's Fit to Stitch, so there's no, it's a little tax deduction. Can we see Gucci 6616? Of course. 6616 is this one. Mr. Gucci. Yeah, we'll come in close with the camera because this is, oh, it's close, yeah. We will, because it is, first off, it's very pretty, but it's very black. And I want you to try to see, camera, tell me what to do. I want you to try to see that texture. There you go. Yeah, look at that. Woo, cameraman. Nice job. Yeah, very pretty. That texture is beautiful. But you know what? On the monitor I'm looking at, the black is so much blacker than what it's showing. When you zoom in close, a lot of times it goes a little gray, doesn't it, guys? Yeah, it goes a little gray, but it's black. It's a very nice dark black. And it's a woven. So it'd be great for the brand new swing jacket. It'd be great for pants. It'd be great to use on the jeans pattern. You don't have to make jeans. You could wear it on the jeans pattern. It's great fabric for that. And it's Gucci. Okay, anything else? Italy, 1 spot left in Italy. Spiffy. Spiffy is half full, you guys. For next August, Spiffy is half full. We did cut back on how many can attend, but it's if you're trying to get into that and haven't, don't wait, because you're not going to get in. And then our New York trip in April. And remember, those limits are low too. It's never going to happen again that I take 50 women to New York. I've laughed at that many times, but that's never going to happen again. But it's okay. This is so much better. You might have to wait to get in, but this is so much better. And then we have a workshop here in Dallas in March. And I had an email yesterday or today, I can't remember, about do we get to go to the fabric store if they come to the workshop in March? Of course, we all, take a break, or we take an evening and we do a little private thing here at the store. So it's really fun. And I always make sure I have great fabric for you when you're coming in. Our party in December is December 7th. I keep telling you I'll get that up, and I haven't gotten it up, but I'll get it up. December 7th. Because if you're out of town and if you have to come to Dallas for a reason, plan to come to our get-together. We had a lady here last week. I'll say hello to her. From Minneapolis. It was so much fun. It was just so much fun to hear the name and know the name and then put the face together. It was wonderful. It was really nice. Okay, well, Oh, I'm sorry. You should tell my eyes are getting bad. Will the mohair be okay next to the body? How scratchy is it? I remember a couple of mohair garments that were very scratchy and needed a layer in between. I don't generally have a problem with wool. You know what I would do on something like this? I've put it on, I've not had a problem. I would just make a little V-neck white a white knit top to go underneath. That's just use your sweater set. Just use your sweater set, because this is the base of the sweater set, and just make it a V-neck to match. And then you just throw that on and do it out of like a viscose, and then put this on top. And it would be and then you're not going to have any problem, because you would have that layer in between that you're talking about. But I would do it long sleeves. And I think that'd be first off, you'd stay warmer. You'd have another layer in there, and it would be between you and the mohair if there's any issues. Okay. What are your store hours? Saturday, we are open Saturdays from 12 to 5. I won't be here this Saturday. I'll be off, but the store will still be open, because we have great helper, Miss Cindy's be here. Okay. All right. Yeah, there are a lot of good choices. Aren't they beautiful fabrics? You guys, I'm so thrilled with the choices that I see. I get excited. I'm shopping for you, and I take my job seriously. I want to find stuff that's beautiful, that you'll love sewing with, that's just so pretty, and it's just fun. So thank you. Thanks for being here. All right, so this Thursday night is our Q&As. I know we've kind of got off schedule, but I'm trying to get back on schedule. So this Thursday at 8 o'clock, we'll do our Q&As. And then Monday night, we'll do our little webcast for November. And you can still send in pictures of 621. Get your pattern. You could get this one and that little dual Peggy giveaway. They're all on Fit to Stitch site. You can just click them all both. And we'll send you this immediately, and then the 2 patterns we'll have ready about Thanksgiving, like the end of November. Plenty of time to make a new holiday pair of jeans. Okay. That's all we got, I think. Oh, you're supposed to hit the button or do something. Explain Spiffy, please. Spiffy is silhouette pattern instruction fitting for yourself. So basically what that means is you learn how to fit, because you are the ones draping, and I just sit and tell you how to drape. Because you got to learn. The sad thing is it doesn't matter if you're not going to drape one other person and you only want to sew for yourself. You still have to have the same amount of information. It's not like you can say, okay, I don't need that information, I'm only doing me. You have to have the same amount of information. So originally we set it up as if you wanted to do other people, and there's plenty who've been through who are doing other people, but there's plenty who are just doing themselves, and they just come and learn to drape. It's a draping session is what it is. It's teaching you how to drape. And there's 1 and there's 2. You have to go to 1 in order to go to 2. You can't go to 2 without going to 1. And it's just showing you how to drape. It's teaching you how to drape. So you're going to make muslins ahead of time. We're going to drape them in the class. You're not going to drape yourself. You're going to drape somebody else, and somebody's going to drape you. I promise I'll make sure that you're draped correctly. And it's just a lot of fun. It's just a lot of fun. Subscribe to Silhouette Patterns. Thank you. Hit the like button. Leave a comment. Oh yeah, leave a comment. I always forget to say that. Does 6619 Royal Silk have good drape? It does. Do you want me to show this to you? You know, I don't think I really buy fabrics that don't have good drape. Because you know what I realize about fabrics? Drape is what's important. Drape is what makes drape is what makes us look skinny. So we can come in close to this and you can just kind of, and I know you can't see the drape when you come in close, but what I was thinking is when you kind of go like that and you can see that it drapes well, I'm hoping that you can see that. It's beautiful. And remember that silk typically has good drape, which is why silk is used a lot for drapey things, is because it can be so tightly twisted. Silk is a strong fiber, so they can twist it high and get a good drape out of it. It's just really pretty. So yeah, that fabric is a winner. That is a home run. Okay? Okay. Then we're going to plan on seeing you Tuesday night. If you've sent questions in, I've got them. If you haven't and have one, send it in. Everybody should watch those. They're just really good for everybody. I think everybody's enjoying them. They don't take, we only do like 20 minutes. I try not to, it's fun to talk to you all. It's hard to stay to that time frame, but I think it's really important so that you can just jump on, hear what's going on, and then move along. Okay? Okay. Thanks for being here. And we'll see you on Thursday. Bye. Happy sewing.